All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. It is I, Dave, the real music observer, observing real music in real time for real people, just like you right there, and me here. Uh, Great article, a couple of folks sent to me from Michael Cavaccini, or Cavaccini, I'm not sure how he pronounces it. He did this really lengthy interview with Neal Schon. And I'm going to be doing a series of videos today about this interview. It was that impactful, it was that blockbuster ish. Lot of stuff. And this first video, yeah, I told you when I had interesting information about Steve Perry, I would bring it your way rather than the hangnail talk or the sightings talk. And I have had this information for a little while, and now it's being confirmed via Neal Schon in this interview. Uh, it appears that Steve Perry gets a cut of everything as far as live performance goes when Journey goes out on the road. Steve Perry gets a percentage of that. I'm not sure what the percentage is because it's not specified here. The question here in the interview, so you know I'm not just making this up, because those of you who want Steve Perry info, of course, this has nothing to do with a new Steve Perry album, although in the interview, Neal again states that he'd like to work with Steve, so we'll follow up with more info on that. It says, even though Steve Perry is no longer in Journey, does he receive a percentage of the money Journey makes touring because you guys are performing material he helped write? Neal comes back with, that's an interesting question. Most of the material was co-written by Steve, myself, and Jonathan, and some of it by Greg. As long as we keep touring and keep everything alive, everyone benefits. That's what he says. We have a built-in deal with Steve, which I can't really talk about, but everybody benefits as long as we're still out there. That's a little bit of a holy crap Batman moment because it explains a lot, okay? Everybody wonders where Steve is. Why isn't Steve back on the road? Steve was a very smart man when it came to business dealings. And here he is, residual income, all of the efforts he put in. And by the way, I'm not saying that he shouldn't get this money. The Journey catalog, for the most part, is music that Steve Perry was involved in. So for him to get some money, residual income from the touring, which is a little surprising. The touring is a little surprising, but the fact that they're performing his music and he did all the work or some of the work creating that music, I think it's fair that he should get something. I think people, though, wonder why he's not out there, and here's Exhibit A, why Steve Perry isn't still out there. He doesn't need to be out there. He's financially secure. His music is alive. He's overseeing things like when they remaster CDs or come out with box sets or whatnot. Steve is there to help with those things. And so this is a little bit of a blockbuster as far as information goes. This interview, again, I'm going to do a series of videos on separate topics that are addressed here in the interview. But Perry getting money from touring, and again, Neal basically says that Steve benefits. So that's a nice diplomatic way to say that he's got something coming his way when they go on tour. So Steve Perry's probably like, yeah, man, just keep touring. So that's it for this video. It's a short video. I just wanted to throw that first one out there. More are coming. I may do 4, 5, 6 videos today, not sure. But now we know why Steve Perry has no real strong urge to go on tour, and because somebody else is doing it for him. All right, I'll be back with more real music in real time, and we'll cover this interview some more. So stay tuned. I'll be back shortly.